Hi there and welcome back. How are you feeling today? So much has been coming up from this beautiful last comment that I received that I wanted to share. There's just so much coming up with this today. So let's continue on from the previous video. It feels horrible to not be loved as a child. I'm 48, alone, because I don't want to get hurt, and still feeling the effects of not being loved. How do I facilitate the dissipation of anger or low self-worth? It's one thing to realize, observe what's going on, but how does one actually change the mindset and heal? Now, what was coming up first was what I was finishing off with in the previous video. Self-love is what keeps coming up in that beautiful because that's in the next section. Self-love is almost impossible if you feel this way about life, about yourself. Self-love. How do we get to that space? When we come into the world and we are the love in all its glory, we are the light. We haven't separated yet. To have this human experience, we leave ourself behind, ourself, the love that we are, to have this human experience. In the moment that we leave ourself behind is the moment we begin creating our ego. We begin creating our beliefs about the world, our thoughts about the world. The ego is something we need to have to create this human experience. Without it, you never leave the self, you never leave spirit. You would be walking the earth as Jesus did, completely aware in every moment, completely awake. But, and this is a big but, in the latest book that I'm writing, the most beautiful information that has come up is, now this information is already in I Am Light, I Am Dark, and it's already in You Can Change Your Past. In our natural state, before we come here to have this human experience, we are the love, we are the light, we are infinite, eternal, unconditional, unwavering love. This is what we are for all eternity. We are love, we are joy, we are bliss. This is who we are in our natural state. You never stop being this. It is who you are. But, and there's that big but again. It reminds me of that song, I love big butts and I cannot lie. Well, in this butt, and it's a big butt. What would be the point of us coming here to earth to be the love and the light and the joy that we already are for all eternity? And I'm going to let you sit with that for a moment, really let you think about it. What would be the point of us coming here to be the love and the light that we already are for all eternity? Think about it. This simulation, this world, was created for us to come and know ourselves more fully. We come here to not be love. Notice I didn't say not be loved, to be unloved, but to not be love. When you are the love that you are, you see only love everywhere. There is only love. There is nothing but love. This is what it is to be awake, to be self-aware, to return to the love that you left behind, to have this beautiful human experience. You realize that all these beautiful beings have been playing roles for you, that you may know yourself more fully. We come here to not be the love that we are. We come here to know what it is to not be the joy that we are, to not be the peace that we are. What does that feel like? This is what we come to do. We don't come here to be what we already are for all eternity. You know, many years ago, I'm trying to think now, it would have been about 20 years ago, if not more. It's funny how things stick in your mind. But I remember having a conversation with my father-in-law, and he was saying to me, if all we did was come here to be like a monk sitting on the top of a mountaintop, to be in peace and bliss every single second of every single day, he said, how boring would that be? And at the time, I remember thinking, boy, you're really missing the point, aren't you? But there are angels all around us, serving us in every moment. In every moment, we are being served by the beings around us. We didn't come here to be peace every second of every day. And yes, it feels nice when we tap into it. But we are that for all eternity. This is who we are in our natural state. Your soul is already that. It never moves from its natural state, never moves away from that. But through you and your human experience, your beautiful soul gets to observe. It gets to know how it feels when you hurt inside, because you're not love. You're not loved. It gets to know what pain feels like, not just emotionally, but physically. After I had my first awakening, after my daughter was born, this is 12 years ago, but since then I feel like there's been more levels of awakening. There isn't just one and boom, you're awake and you're done. I feel like if we did that, it would be such a shock to the system, you know, after so many years of being asleep. It's like when you wake up in the morning, you take your time. It takes time to wake up in the morning. So too does it take time to awaken. Some of us, yes, boom, we awake. We awaken. That is the experience we came to have. That something was going to catapult us out of our slumber. But some of us awaken slowly. We get to enjoy all the different levels of being asleep. So know in your heart that whatever you've experienced, your soul was yearning to come here to earth, to have that experience. It's not a mistake. It's not a coincidence. Think about it. Why are you born where you are born? Why are some people born into third world countries, into poverty? Why are some people born into wealth? Why are some people born into war zones? Why were you born where you were born? That is a beautiful question to sit with today. Why was I born here? Why did I have the parents that I had? Why didn't I have loving parents? Why couldn't they love me? And I know for me, my mother struggled to love me because I was so different. My dad could see how unique I was, and he loved everything about me. But my mum struggled. She just didn't understand a lot of the things that I was saying. Once I started speaking, I was so odd. I was such an odd duck. And then my sister was born when I was 5. And she was exactly the same as my mum. So they had so much in common. She finally had the child that spoke the same language as she did. So of course she gravitated to this child. It spoke the same language as her. For so long, I felt like I was speaking a different language. No one understood what I was saying. And for some years, I would just stop speaking. I would just observe. Because I felt like an alien had been, I'd been dropped off here, and I didn't understand what was going on around me. Why were these things the way they were? It made no sense. And when I would bring these things up, I would confuse everyone around me. They'd all be like, what? What's she talking about? So sometimes it's not that we are unloved. It's just that they don't know how to love us. They don't know how. They just don't understand us. We're just so different. And know within your heart that if that is you, we did not come here to fit in. We came here to show others a different way of being. Not a better way. You notice I didn't say a better way. A different way of being. Because there is no better way of being. Each person that is here, each human having an experience on this earth is exactly where they're meant to be for their path, for their journey, for their soul. This is what their soul wanted to experience. And so many are here that are not here to awaken. They're here to have their human experience completely, fully. I know because I'm married to one, and I love watching his human experience. I love watching him evolve in his human experience. He loves his human experience so much, so fully. And I love that about him. I am surrounded by beings, my parents, fully engrossed in their beautiful human experience. How life lets you down. How people disappoint you. How no one measures up. How we are all alone in this world, and how it's not a safe world. The most important things in life can be taken away in the blink of an eye. This is the reality for my parents, and it is perfect for them. We don't need to understand the journey of another. We don't need to. This is not why we are here. We are here to know ourselves more fully. And to do that, we sit with our beautiful human experience. And what came through in this new book is that we are here to love all of it. Love all of our human experience. So, Know in your heart that you are here to love all of it. This is what self-love is. Learning to love your journey, every single part of it. Because until we go through that, we don't know how it feels. How many times have you heard someone that is suffering say to you, you don't know how it feels? Or how can you know how it feels? You haven't been through it. And this is the truth. Until we've been through it, we can never know how that feels within us. And this is what the Spirit yearns for. How does that feel? So, what if what you've been through has given you the wisdom, the knowledge, the information that connects you to others that have been through the same? You could use this wisdom, this knowledge, this information as a gift to assist others, because you know their pain, you know what they've been through, you know what that feels like. What if this is the journey? You know, for so long, I was so angry. I was stuck in this place of anger towards my mum. Why would you bring someone into the world and then not love them? What's the purpose? I couldn't understand it. I couldn't see it for so long. And I've been, for those who don't know, I've been through 2 depressions. One in my early 20s and one when I was 40. Both depressions with suicidal tendencies. I just didn't want to be here anymore. I was done with this human life. I was done. I was done with the pain. I was done with the suffering. I was done with all of it. So I realized after my daughter was born, and by this stage I was 42, this was 2 years later from my second depression, I had my first awakening. I'd been waiting my whole life for this child, that I may feel loved, finally feel loved. What does that even feel like? I realized my yearning was not about feeling loved. It was about giving my love. It was about being the love that I am. That was my yearning. And that's the realization I had when my daughter came. When she was born, nothing changed inside of me. If anything, with the sleep deprivation, I became more angry, more frustrated, more irritated, more annoyed, more of how I was feeling before. Everything became more. So I've been there. I know what it is to feel stuck. I know what it is to not want to be here to pray every night for God to take you, because I'm done. I've had enough. And here I am, serving you with my life experience. This is the reason I'm still here. It was through that awakening. It was in that awakening that I realized that the love that I was looking for was not out there. It wasn't in my mother. It wasn't in my husband. It wasn't in my daughter. I had my husband when I went through my second depression. And I had a loving partner when I went through my first depression. I've had love all along from outside of me. But it's never enough, because it's not that love that you are yearning for. It is your love. You are yearning to return to that love, to that state where you are one with Spirit. For us here on earth, it hurts so much to be separate from Spirit. And know this, if nothing else from this beautiful video, know that you are never separate from Spirit, not for 1 second, not for 1 millisecond, not for any moment are you ever separate. This human experience is created for you to feel separate. It's an illusion. But we need to feel separate in order to have this human experience. Otherwise, the human experience is impossible. Again, you would be like Jesus walking the earth, completely awake, completely aware. And if that's what you chose to have in this lifetime, you would already be living that. But we don't. We come here to have this gorgeous human experience. So we'll talk more on self-love because something new was coming through. But I don't want to make it too long. There's already enough here for you. The love that you are yearning for is your love. It's not out there. It's not in your partner. It's not in your children. It's not in your parents. When someone loves you and you see that love, they're just reminding you that this love is inside you, that this is who you are. That's why sometimes we feel loved. It's a little reminder. Ah, yes, I remember. I am the love. Even if it's for a few seconds, for a few moments, for a few minutes. When we fall in love, this is what happens. We are reminded of the love that we are. We feel wonderful. All right, my beautiful beings. I don't want to make it too long. Remember to click like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the messages. And share these beautiful videos. There are many others out there looking for these answers, searching for this information. All right, my beautiful beings. Bye for now.